Welcome back, amazing leaders, to another powerful episode of season 3 of the Building Leadership Community podcast. I'm your host, Coach Dora Mendez, and today's conversation is about what it truly means to rebuild, reimagine, and rise. We are honored to welcome a leader who bridges worlds, technology and entrepreneurship, systems and storytelling, faith and execution. Our guest today is Anisha Jennings, a systems administrator, entrepreneur, podcast host, and visionary builder who knows firsthand what it means to start over and create something meaningful from scratch. After moving from India to the United States 10 years ago for her second master's degree, this is really a brilliant woman. What began as an academic pursuit became a complete life reset in New Jersey. Since then, Anisha has built not one, but multiple mission driven ventures while balancing motherhood, faith, and full time career. By the end of this conversation, you will walk away with a renewed understanding of what it means to build sustainable systems, how to scale without losing your soul, and how to honor your story while writing a new chapter. This episode is your invitation to lead with courage, clarity, and conviction, to build boldly, even when you are starting from zero. So settle in, take a breath, and get ready. Hello, and welcome to Building Leadership Community Podcast. I'm your host, Dora Mendez. I am the founder and CEO of Coach Dora LLC. Our guests will be entrepreneurs, small business owners, and community leaders that drive social impact. It can be lonely at the top, but it doesn't have to be. It means so much that you join us week after week for these conversations. Season 3 continues to remind us that leadership does not have to be lonely. It can be communal, it can be sustaining, it can be transformative. If you are new to the Building Leadership community, welcome. We're so glad you are here. Please don't forget to like, share, and subscribe so you never miss an episode. Say hi in the comments and tell us where you're coming in from. Where are you listening to us from? Where are you watching us from? We have some powerful resources to share with you today to transform your leadership by learning how to coach. Coaching is something that most people think is really exclusive. It's something that's just for executives. But really, we believe that it's something that should be accessible to everyone. So we designed a course that's accessible to everyone. If you've been feeling pressure of expensive leadership programs, courses that can run close to $1,000 per credit, you're not alone. I hear from so many professionals who want to grow, lead with confidence, and make an impact, but the price tag and time commitment make it feel out of reach. We believe that coaching should be accessible. That's exactly why I created Transform Your Leadership, an exclusive growth mindset coaching course designed to give you true leadership breakthroughs without the hefty price tag. For only $97, you'll get to receive access to a program that delivers real transformation in as little as 5 hours, a self-paced video course. You'll get a traditional leadership program information, a workbook, and a handy AI prompt sheet. And at the end, you'll get a certificate of completion so you can show off your professional development and your accomplishments. So this normally takes weeks, and we intentionally build a practical, efficient, and deeply impactful course inside the experience. So you'll get these tools and framework in our coaching program that will help you lead with clarity, communicate with confidence, and step into your next level of influence without sacrificing your time or your budget. If you're ready to become the leader people trust and follow, this is your moment. The link is in the description. You can get it on our website in our courses tab. Coach Leadership Transformation is right there for you. So if you're watching us on YouTube, we put up the link on the screen. If you're listening to us, you can head to our website when you're stop driving. So don't pull over now. So season 3 continues to deliver powerful conversations with leaders who are building legacies through community. Let me tell you about today's guest, Anisha Jennings. Anisha is amazing. And I'm just, with no further ado, I'm just going to bring her to the stage and have her introduce herself.
Hi, Dora. Thank you so much for having me here.
Hi, Anisha. I'm so glad you're here. I'm so thrilled. It's been a long time. So I just wanted to tell our listeners and our viewers that we met, really, you reached out to me over the
Mhm.
was it's a while ago because you have your own podcast
Yes.
looking for guests. And I was
Yeah.
so honored that you found our little show and that you were following Coach Dora. And it just became a mutual admiration society. And I'm so happy that you're here on Building Leadership Community. And
Thank you.
oh yes, and so I'm fascinated by your story. You are perfect for our show. Can you tell us about your leadership story? Yeah, what's your origin story?
Yes. Thank you so much for the invitation and also the opportunity to be here and share my story. Um, I think from a very early age, I was always like a go getter, very self motivated. Um, and I did things where I didn't need a lot of prompting, whether it was my homework or whatever it was, like, early childhood. So I was born in Hubli, Karnataka, India, and I moved here 10 years ago. So in I started my career in India at an engineering college, and then I taught in an engineering college for about 6 years before I moved to the US. I just felt like it was a time that I needed something more. I needed a transition. So I ended up moving to the US, and my parents were very gracious, generous to support my decision and help me, get here. And then I got my second master's in computer engineering. Um, and then after I graduated, I found a job in New Jersey, and then I relocated here. So I, it was a lot. It was a lot when I moved, because when I left, I didn't think about what's going to happen next. It was more, what do I do next? It was just like looking at the next step. It was not like a complete plan. It was more like, okay, what's my next step? What's my next step? The just building steps from there. Um, so in 2020, we got married. 21, we bought a house. 22, we had our baby. And in 24, I launched my business because I just felt like, I needed more. It's always things that stem from, oh, I need more. I can do more. I
You,
can be more.
Anisha, I have to say, you are living the American dream. You are
Yes,
living
yes, for
the
sure.
American dream. You came here. You got education. I mean, you're super brilliant. And you started a family. You made your roots. You started building roots here. Can you tell us why Jennings Tech Corner? Why that business? Can you tell us about the genesis of your business?
Yes. So I just knew that I needed more mental stimulation, and I needed something more meaningful. That I always knew that I wanted to do something on my own, but it was either not the right time, not the right resources. But at this point, I was like, I'm just going to jump in and see where it takes me. So I have been in like the IT space for a while, and what I do at work is pretty much IT. So I figured I would take a little bit of that niche and then just start building websites. And I enjoy tech, I enjoy platforms, software. So I just started off um, with offering quite a lot of services. But then I realized I was getting a lot of website clients. So then I ended up just niching down to just website services and then getting better at it through strategy and helping other people be found through, the strategic website build and helping them find clients, attract clients, and have a strong digital presence and visibility. So that's how Jennings Tech Corner came into being. And while I was building that, my mentor suggested, she was like, "Oh, you got to be more visible and, like, show up, or people won't know who you are, what you're doing, why you're doing it." And I'm not a big Instagram, Facebook person, so I'm like, "Oh no, I don't know if
The
I can."
social media part of
Yes,
it,
the
right?
social media. And I'm like, "I don't know if I can do this." And she's like, "Maybe start a podcast. You don't have to, like, do it video or whatnot. Just share your story." So that's how my podcast, Your American Dream, came into being. I talk about my story back in India, how I transitioned here. And after a few episodes, I was like, I think I need to do something different. So then I started reaching out to other women of color, immigrant women entrepreneurs, and having them come share their story and promote their business. So I created this platform for these amazing women to come and inspire others through their journeys, experiences, and their stories. So that's how the podcast came into being. And I hired team pretty early on in my business because there's only so much you can do alone. And if you want to scale, you have to hire, collaborate, partner. Entrepreneurship is not a solo effort, it is team. It is just like you need the village
Yeah,
to take care of your children. Likewise, entrepreneurship as well. So then
that
I
is
started
a
hiring team.
that's a perfect segue to our next conversation prompt.
Yeah.
So we share a similar story. We're very aligned there. And it's so funny. One of our early guests on this podcast said that podcasting is the new website.
Yes,
Like
yes,
it
I
in a
would
few
agree.
years, you know, podcasting is going to be the way to really connect with people and get your message out, especially for mission driven entrepreneurs like ourselves. We're very mission
Mhm.
driven. We're very focused on helping others and serving others with the expertise that we have. Yours happens to be tech. Mine happens to be
Yes,
people and culture, human resources. And so we're using our expertise and the things that we love to do to serve others while making
right.
money, because this is a business, right? We have mortgages to pay and kids to
Yes,
support.
yes,
So what you said just really resonated with me, and I would love for you to share what community means to you, because it isn't a solo. Like we say at the top of our show, it can be
yes,
lonely at the top, but it doesn't have to be. So
exactly.
share with us what community means to you.
So I would say that community means different things at different seasons of life. Like, I grew up with family and a church family and friends. And then I had to leave all of that when I moved to the US and then start all over again. And then when I moved from Massachusetts to New Jersey, I had to start all over again. And, it is that starting all over again, because we think, okay, as kids or in school, everybody's in the same class, same course, seeing each other. So you have that friendship. As you become adults and life happens, people start, getting busy in their life. So what friendships you had may not continue, or they may continue in a different pattern. But once you get into entrepreneurship, business, and parenthood too, your relationships change, your community changes, things have a different meaning. But for me, community is basically finding your tribe, finding people who understand you and who are there for you, to support you. You can support them, and it's always a mutual thing. It's not like, community is there for me to serve me. It's also, how do I serve, how do I contribute? And that's what leadership is about. You go first, and you build the bridge. You you start things, you take the initiative, you make friends, and then slowly things build up, and eventually you do have a community.
So I love how you say how community shifts um, depending where you are in sort of your life
Yes.
cycle and your lifespan, but ultimately it's your tribe.
Yes.
It's
Yes.
the people who you show up for and who will show up for you.
Yes.
So I love that. I love how you describe tribe, which is you show up for them and people who will show up for you. I love
Yeah.
that. Thank you for sharing that. So you have so much wisdom to share. I would love to hear your thoughts because we always ask everyone if I'm going to ask you to address two issues. So
Mhm.
if you could go back and give your younger self some advice, what would you tell young Anisha?
I would say it's going to be okay. It always will work for the best. God has got you. He has a plan for you. So no matter how chaotic it is, how you're terrified, oh, how am I going to do this, what am I going to do, what is next, what is what, in all those little things that we struggle so much with, it just, it's a different plan altogether. What I planned in my 20s to now where I'm at, they are complete different things. So just to know that you're safe, everything is going to work out. Just stay focused, work hard, and spread happiness, spread joy and happiness. Do not fret, and just keep going.
I love that. Spread joy and happiness.
Yes.
Spread joy and happiness. So, what advice then would you give to the next generation of leaders coming up? Maybe a young woman like yourself. These are trying times now for immigrants.
Yes.
These are very challenging times for immigrants, and your evidence that the American dream exists and it works. What advice would you give the next generation of leaders?
Take the leap. Just have faith, and it will work out. Follow your calling. You have to, whatever you're passionate about, follow your calling and take that leap. Because when I moved from India here, I didn't know what my life entails. Like, I did not have a plan, as in, I knew that I'm coming here, getting my education, and my plan was to complete my education, my master's, work for 2 years, go back to India, and live closer to my parents. But hey, 10 years and we're still here.
Well, you
So
fell in love. Let's not forget that
yes,
part. You fell
yes,
in love. You fell in love. So
yes. So that changed the trajectory. Yes,
yes.
for
So
sure.
don't forget that piece. You fell in
Yes.
love.
Yes, and that's why I would say just take the leap. You don't know, action and execution over perfection. Like, don't be sitting there thinking, okay, I have to get this right, or I have to do this, I have to get, yes, you have to get all your ducks in a row, no doubt, but don't be so focused on the positioning of those ducks to be in such a perfect manner in that row that you forget the goal and the objective, and you get into paralysis of not doing anything. So take the leap, just act on whatever you're passionate about, research, keep an open mind. You have to have an open mind. People will tell you a lot. It's up to you what you take and what you leave. The good thing about listening is that you will get so much information for free, right? People like to tell you things, what worked for them, what didn't work for them. So if you look at it from a lens of, okay, this is all information that I'm getting, and not be offended by any of it or not take it personally, then you have so much lived experience that people are sharing. And then it's up to you to filter it out and then make it work for you, basically.
I love that. And um, it's a couple of things. So it's someone once told me move with imperfect action.
Mm-hmm.
You also, what I'm hearing from you is analysis paralysis. Don't fall
Yes.
into that. Move with imperfect action. Your ducks don't need to all be in a row.
Yes.
Uh, and then we had another guest earlier this season say, take the meat, but leave the bones when it comes to advice. And
Yes.
so you're sort of saying the whole thing is like, take it in, but, take in what makes sense for you.
Yes.
Um, I love that, Anisha. And so you're modeling what leadership is and entrepreneurship is with your life and your business. And tell us more. I love to leave it to you and open it. Tell us more about Jennings Tech Corner, how you help your clients. You shared with us the genesis of
Yes.
of the company, but share with us now, like, what would you like to leave our audience and viewers with knowing about Jen's Tech Corner?
So there are a lot of people who say, oh, you don't need a website, but these days a website is like your digital resume, right? It is also like a mini marketing team member for you. So your website needs to do the work for you in order to bring you clients that align with your mission and vision. So your website has to be in a way that if somebody lands on your website, they should know what you do, why you do it, and how you can help them. Because not everybody, um, people don't come to a website to see what they are doing. They come to a website to see what can the person do for them, right? So as long as you're able to convey what you do in a proper and simple way for a layman to understand, then that's the goal. So that's what we do. What I do at Jennings Tech Corner is I help founders, business owners, coaches to amplify their visibility through either websites, through podcast. If you're starting a podcast and you're like, oh, I don't want to do the editing, you don't have to do it alone. We're here to help, and we also help with team support. If you're looking for, like I said, I hired team pretty early on in my business, and I realized how important it is because that frees your creative capacity, and so you can contribute more. It is similar to the concepts in 10x is easier than 2x, right? So you have to be strategic about your visibility, how you are showing up for your company. And that's what we do at Jennings Tech Corner. I've had a lot of people who are like, oh, I invested so much in this website and it's not functional at all. Or they have like launch issues. So I call myself a tech empowerment partner because not only do I build your website, make it functional in the back end, but I also equip my clients with information about whatever it is they have. Like, for example, if it's their website, then where is it hosted? Where was the domain purchased? Where is your email? So
So you
giving them all
the
that
whole
information.
kind of like
Yes.
audit to like
Yes.
help them be understand.
Right.
Because so many, I think it's so, which is very responsible, because I think it's so irresponsible when you have someone make a website and the person whose website you're building knows
Exactly.
nothing, doesn't even know like how to get in, and they're locked out of their
Exactly.
own box. So I just
Yes.
think that's just such an ethical and responsible way to partner with
Yes.
business owners and entrepreneurs so that they can truly feel equipped, like not to do it themselves, but like at least have a really good understanding of the functionality. So, and that builds so much trust. So I'm sure,
Exactly.
and repeat business, because people now trust you, know you, and feel comfortable that when they work with you, they're going to get a product that is not only going to perform, but also uh, they can feel good about not worrying about.
Yes.
So I love that. So we're gonna share the link to your business and to your podcast in our description. Any final words you'd like to share with our audience, our listeners, and our viewers?
Well, like I said, share joy and happiness. So do what you are passionate about and take the leap. One action, one, what do you call, like one non-negotiable a day at least will move you towards your goal. Um, just take the leap, because if not now, then when? Because the time is never going to be right. You got to make time, and you got to follow your passion.
I love that. Thank you for sharing not only those words, but really living and modeling them. So I'm going to ask you to hold for a moment as we thank our listeners and viewers for joining us. You're listening to the Building Leadership Community Podcast. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe, and we'll see you next week. Thank you. Bye, everybody. You've been listening to Building Leadership Community. Watch on YouTube at Coach Dora M. Listen wherever you get your podcasts. Follow me on LinkedIn, Instagram, and YouTube at Coach Dora M. Visit me on the web at CoachDoraMendez.com. Hosted by me, Dora Mendez. Produced by Dora Mendez and Dylan Rogers. Graphics, editing, and sound mixing by Dylan Rogers.